Okay, we are back in Hovsenga. I'm gonna explain a little bit what this area is. It's a part nature reserve and part bird wetland, a part of a bird wetland area, which are both protected by law here in Norway. This area falls under the paragraph of both, being both a wetland, a part of a wetland area for birds, and part nature reserve. You see the little post there, which signifies that you're walking into a nature reserve. There are very strict rules here, what you can and cannot do. I'm part of a volunteer grouping, which are signed with protecting this area, picking up trash, keeping everything looking as good as it could. We're walking up to the entrance of the forest bit. There was a giant landslide in 2019, you can see here, which devastated a third of the area. There is the post. Nature is now reclaiming what was lost, and within 5 to 20 years it should be almost open again for people. I'm not gonna walk into the area that is shielded off, but I'll explain a little bit about this area. Here you see the flatlands. It has been used for many years for people having cows here and such. The last couple of years that has not been the case, so the fence is now in pretty rough shape. We're gonna walk along it. It's going to be removed at a certain point. So as you'll see, part of my job is to keep the road open, so no obstacles people can trip in. Like this will have to be removed. These are the children doing this, picking up over here, which is nice. But as you see in the forest here, the rules are the branches that fall down beside the path cannot be touched. It's illegal, because these will be food for insects, and the birds that are in this area feed on the insects, so it's a circle, so we're not allowed to mess with it. You can see the river over here. We're gonna keep on walking here. In 2005, a friend of mine started talking to the owner and the municipality about rebuilding the paths, and he got okay for that and started. So for the last 18 years he's been protecting this area with a friend of him, and now I got the job. So he put a lot of work into this area, so it should be accessible by people, and it's going to show you around the whole path here, so I hope you bear with me. It's quite a view, the whole area. We're now walking alongside the river towards the big landslide, the mud landslide. We're going to end up at the second barbecue spot. This area is allowed no open fire, but they allow barbecuing in designated spots. In this area we have two. First one is that way, the second one we're going on. Like you see, trees like this, we're not allowed to touch them. I wish we could, but we're not allowed. So it has to remain like that. And if you wonder, this job doesn't pay anything. This is just volunteer work. But we're walking into this woods now and sun is setting. And if you had a lot of time on your hands, why not do this? Listen to the bird sounds, which will become a lot higher as we go into the forest. We are now approaching where the path splits, and there are some boundaries set up. They advise people not to go into that area. We'll have maybe a quick look. So, landslide. Now, this landslide was pretty devastating in 2019. This was a beautiful path. A friend of mine built this. You see here, it looks like no man's land. It's completely devastated. I mean, look at this. But you see, nature is reclaiming it. There's the culprit. A big hill there. But you see, nature is reclaiming this area. And my guess is about 10-15 more years, this will look quite nice. Let's get on with it. Like this, no point in removing this, because we're not supposed to be here. Here was a beautiful little river, which is completely overgrown now. The slide caused a tsunami, or a small one, which pushed all the wood into the forest, and all the little trees broken up and died. Today, the beautiful little creek here is now dry. So, also here you see the area. That was a nice pike pond, for locals knew about it. It had nice pike here. So we're going to continue. So we came from here, and we have the flat place where the cows were eating or living. Now the fence is what's left of it. It will have to be removed. This is dangerous for people. And now, as we are walking into the forest, try to listen. Try to count how many different types of birds you hear. and you'll understand why this area is heavily protected by law. So, you see, here, I am allowed to open the road. Can't touch that, can't touch that, by law. So, here you can see a more clear video. There is where the landslide went and completely drained out, and this pike pond, and there must have been some serious forces. So this path was made after the landslide, so people could still walk here. It was made by the municipality, and they did a pretty good job. I've been walking over here and removing the tree roots, as seen in my other videos, but we got it pretty good now. Here you see some of the lunar, looks like a crater on the moon. So we're walking into the woods now. Just try and listen. This will be cut down. Try and listen to the birds. Just gonna keep following this road. All the way. So, a friend of mine asked, why on earth would you choose to work here volunteer? Really? This is what I do all day. You really need to ask me that question. Look at this. It's beautiful. Although the regulations are strict, we are allowed to do a little bit to keep the roads open and so people can enjoy this beautiful area. Now, here I've had a little game put on. I am trying to figure out where the squirrels are. I know there are squirrels here. I cannot find them. I've been sitting around there just a week ago. I sat there for 30 minutes, just tried to listen. Nothing. Now, here we have a little problem. This tree fell a while ago, which means we are not allowed to touch it. But we are allowed to keep the road open. So this will go. Listen at the birds, not the motorcycle. Yeah. Actually not allowed to touch this. This was a year ago. Can't touch it. If it falls within a year, we can touch it. This is what basically saved Hovsenga. These little pathways of there used to be water here, go all around. They took the brunt and save the rest of the area when water came. So this is where I made a bench, but I didn't make a bench. I just removed a few tree branches, and now it's a bench, but not a bench. Listen to the birds. There is also more of the little creeks. They are dry now, but they had a lot of water in them at some point in time. This is also one tree that's going to be removed because it's dangerous, and that's the final one. So, see, this tree we cannot touch because the woodpeckers can make homes in it. So, not allowed. There are more of the waterways and a massive birch in there. That is truly massive. So we're walking up, coming down here. Here is a birdhouse. We don't touch those. Now here is where I made the video of the predicament when I had to dig through this log with a handsaw. So this tree fell 2 weeks ago. Not allowed to touch it. You can cut the log and push it aside. That's allowed. Pulled with them some trees. Look at this. This is beautiful. So it might look like a mess in here, but that's nature for you. So we are also allowed to cut this log, but you see this is alive. Can't touch that. This we can cut here and in there and open the path. I found moose droppings at the beach we're going to, and that was fresh, so there are moose here. I've seen them, but I think they're only here in the early morning. I love this place. It's truly beautiful. Listen to the birds. So, yeah, here on the other side there is a bird's nest. I'm gonna show you. Hear that sound? That's the train. Now, if we turn around now, there's the birdhouse. So I was here yesterday and I started walking up this way. This ends, it's a blind dead end, but I came about to that first log there and all hell broke loose. There is a lot of birds with eggs in there, so I just turned around. No point. Here we are approaching the second barbecue spot, my favorite spot here. Look at these logs. And yes, they are dangerous. We are not allowed to touch them. We can wait until they fall and then push them to the side. Now, I've been working on the benches in the area, cleaning them up, and I got some help today. That was nice. So, we are now approaching the second barbecue space. This is where this is my favorite place. Look at this beauty. Now, there's a signpost. So, there is blocked off. That's directly behind there. It's the big landslide. So we're this place got protected when the big landslide came. It got sort of protected because it's in a bend. So this wasn't damaged. Thank God. But look at this place. Complete. There's merged. I know this video is long, but here is the moose droppings. I told you about. This is where I want to fish. Look at this place. Why would you spend hours on hours protecting this area with no pay? Why indeed? Why indeed? So we're working on these benches, 3 of them here. Here's the one. I've taken the tabletop and I got one coating over here. See, the kids had fun, but I got one coating of oil. We're gonna put maybe 2 of them. And so put the ashtray back in its spot. Now, why can't I find the squirrels? Now the swans have gone away, so I think they're laying eggs, but they were quite aggressive. Like a week ago, had a close encounter with one, and he told me who was boss. I wanted to fill a bottle of water, and he was not having it. So I chose to withdraw and leave him because he was picking a fight. And those swans are not afraid of you, not even a little bit. Look at this place. It's gorgeous. I got that on video. So this is the path leading back to where I was walking into the forest. Now we're walking alongside the river again. This is sort of a peninsula, natural carving of the river. Now this river is interesting because there is allowed fishing here with a fishing card, but it's highly regulated. You can catch trout here, and everything under 30 centimeters and everything above 40 centimeters you have to put back. So there's a gap on 10 centimeters you're allowed to keep. However, there is there's a toxin called fluor, P.E.R.fishingadventures something, in the water from some factories, which got into the trout. So really shouldn't eat them, but they're fun catching. So now I'm gonna keep walking here towards the 2 benches we oiled today. There's also a little opening, and look at the pine cones. They're everywhere. See the trees? This is perfect squirrel country. So, where are the squirrels? I'm on a mission to videotape them. For now they are winning, but we'll see. Look at that birch. It's gorgeous. So I'm sorry this video was long. First of all, I'm not that good at editing videos. I wanted to explain a little bit about this area and what the story is. A friend of mine was fishing here as a kid. He showed me all the perfect fishing spots, which I will not show here. Look at that thing. That is gigantic. Now, I can show you. The birds are laying eggs on that side. So, and we of course are not going over there. You see this little opening? Can't see the swans, but they are up there somewhere. Now we're reaching back to where the cows were held, and it's time. The flatlands. And they're gonna remove the fence because it's old and useless right now. So we're approaching one of the benches we fixed today, or refurbished. There. They've seen their better days, but a good sanding and some oil coating got them back to. They're pretty good again. This is the flatlands again. So we walked all the way around the peninsula and came back here. Here, I'm going to show you there's one of the benches we refurbished today. It's seen better days, but at least now it's nice to sit on. That island is where the birds are laying nests.